You should. Don't make it still lonely out here. At least half of you guys ought to come in. Okay. What's your name?
Erin.
Erin?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to familiarize you with this. You don't have to remember anything, okay?
All right.
But I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to stand next to you and we'll do it together.
Okay.
Whole roast about 14 or probably about 14 minutes today. This is the temperature inside.
for Erin's video.
It's a drum roaster. It's heated by propane. And this is the temperature inside this drum. This is a thermostat. Whatever we set this to, when it reaches that temperature inside, the flame will go off. It'll cycle down and then it'll come back up again, okay? So the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is set this up to 430 degrees. We start our flames, our roast for dark at 430. Okay. You'll measure out 4 pounds of green beans and you put them in here, and it's a hopper. And when you open this up, it releases the beans into this drum. This temperature will drop about 200 degrees Fahrenheit in about 1 minute and 45 seconds. And the roasting process is as it comes back up in temperature.
Okay.
About 14, I don't know, 13, 14 minutes. They were roasting slow this morning. That's why usually around 12 to 13 minutes. The way I describe the roast, the first 3 or 4 minutes are a little bit boring. Okay, so you guys have to ask me questions, all right? Small talk, keep it going, so I'm going to get too bored. The next 3 or 4 minutes are more interesting because the properties of the coffee begin to change, okay? The size, the color, and the aroma. And the way we know that is with this. This is called the dryer. You have to keep your fingers here because it gets warm as it goes up here. And if you turn it over so that this surface, black surface is up, it has a hollow inside. Okay, so you put it in there and you can catch some of the beans that are going around, bring them out, look at them, smell them, don't touch it, and don't let anybody else touch it. Okay, it's really hot. All the parts of this machine are hot with the exception of this, and this. So you don't want to touch it. Okay? You can do that whenever you want. If you forget, I will remind you. Okay, because I want you to get the feel for it. At the end of the roast, however, we're going to use this a little bit differently. At the end of the roast, I'm going to hold this tray up and I'm going to ask you to get me a sample. So you turn the black side up again, just give me 2 or 3 beans, put it down like that, put it back in, turn it over, and then as it goes up, and about 7 or 8 degrees later, I'm going to ask you for a second sample, and then ultimately a third sample. And what we're using the samples for is we're going to watch the color of the coffee. We're going to make the decision as to when the coffee is ready, ultimately on the change in color. Okay. So instead of being totally dependent upon this, we use this and this and this when we do our roasting a little bit. Makes it more fun. Okay. All right. With the dark roast, what's going to happen at the dark roast is going to happen just as the second crack begins. So when you open this up, they're going to come tumbling out. It's going to be smoky. And you're going to hear a little crackling sound as well. Between the second and third samples, I'm going to ask you to do 2 other things. You don't have to remember, so don't go all day. One is to push this in. This controls, it's a door that controls the flow of the air. And we're going to have it come into the sweeper, and also to turn the sweeper on, so that when you ultimately lift this up, they come out and they're going to start cooling immediately.
Okay.
Pretty easy. Yeah, perfect. You got it. Thank you.
No, Erin.
All right. Yeah. Hardest part of the roast. We got to move you out for just 1 second. Is to measure out some green beans for us. Yeah, actually, I'm big into aromas. If you smell these, they're going to smell a little bit different. I think they smell like grain. Anyway, we need about 4 pounds. The pounds are on the outside. When we are, this only holds 3 pounds, so get it up to here about 2 pounds. Put them in, and then 2 more. Okay.
Hey, Erin. Erin, your battery's running low, so I was gonna shut it off about now.
All right.